And welcome back to a very special episode of Lifestyle with Kim Litvak. Today I am having my friends over for a Friendsgiving. We are going to be doing a lot of cooking from this book right here, which is our family cookbook. So I will be sharing recipes that I have been making for years. Stay tuned because it is going to be a very yummy day. So the first thing on the list, I suppose, if you want to call it that, is our family pepper cheese bread. I always make this for Thanksgiving. So I've already got 1 packet of active dry yeast. Went ahead and added a 1/4 cup of very warm water, about where you would shower. Like, if you know, toasty but not too hot because you don't want to kill the yeast because it doesn't like that. So I've already got that, and I let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes. I know most will say 5 minutes. I just think my doughs end up better the longer that I let this step sit as well. We're gonna go ahead and add 2 1/3 cups of all-purpose unbleached flour. And this is like, it's a dump and go. It couldn't be any easier. And I did add 2 tablespoons of sugar to that yeast mixture to feed the yeast. Make sure to always level off your measuring cups, because measuring is definitely important. And then we've got a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. We have a teaspoon of salt. You always want to add salt to your bread. It helps give it the flavor. And we are going to add quite a bit of pepper. I would say close to, about a teaspoon of pepper. I just eyeball that. It's bread, I can take it. And then from there, we've got, you can smell that pepper. It smells so good. We've got about 1 cup of sour cream. This is a 16 ounce, so you're adding about half. 1 egg. It's about 1 cup of shredded cheddar. You can also do Colby. Colby's a little more mild though, so I like sharp cheddar. And this is about half of this as well. And then dried chives. Say that 3 times fast. About 1 to 2 tablespoons, a good amount. So we're just gonna put this over on the mixer. Really, the mixer, it does all the work. And I've got my dough hook. Now this is a very wet dough, obviously, because we've got, also have the sour cream in there. And we just let that go. So we have this all mixed up. Literally, the mixer did all the work. It was a dump and go. I have 1 loaf pan that I've gone ahead and sprayed with nonstick spray. We're gonna go ahead and just pour this or scoop this, whatever you wanna call it, right in here. You can smell that cheese. Just kind of work it into the pan a little bit. It does very much mimic a quick bread, except it does have yeast, which most quick breads obviously do not. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cover this with a towel, and we're gonna let it rise in a warm place for about an hour. The thing about this, before you think that it's messing up, it is not going to double in size. There's a lot of density in this bread. It comes out really light and wonderful, but it's a lot to try to rise it. So you're not gonna see it double in size. It will go up a little bit. Most of it's gonna happen when it bakes. And you have that baking powder in there that's gonna give it lift. The egg's gonna give it a little bit of lift, but you'll see. It'll be wonderful. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover this with a towel and let it rest for an hour, and we will get started on all the other goodies for today. So welcome back to Lifestyle with Kim Litvak. for my Friendsgiving today. I'm so excited to be making my family recipes for you. And I have a special guest right here, Brian Wiley with NFM Lending, who is wonderful to my clients and to me. So he is here to help us cook. And next up is our split turkey breast. So excited to share that with you. Okay, so the first up is we're actually going to make a compound butter. Sounds way more complicated than it actually is. This is just 5 tablespoons of softened butter. Gonna use fresh rosemary.
I like it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, isn't it? We're just gonna take off some fresh rosemary. There we go.
This is right here. There we go.
Perfect. That should probably be good. Thank you. And we're also going to use some fresh garlic. So I just have 2 cloves of garlic. And we'll just smash those. Again, it doesn't need to be pretty because we're going to be chopping all this up anyway. And just give it a smack. And the knife basically does all the work.
I just learned recently to start doing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's helpful. We're just going to take all this and we're just going to chop. And if you do the rosemary and the garlic together, it actually gives a little bit of traction for the garlic. Because you know how garlic has a tendency to like come up on your knife and just sit there and you're basically chopping nothing. But the rosemary is going to help you. Not that it won't happen at all, but it'll happen less. I know. And Abby, my golden, is very helpful today. She has a lot of input on our dishes. So she'll tell us if we get them right or not.
She says taste test.
She says taste test.
Taste test now.
Yes. Unfortunately, she doesn't realize dogs cannot have garlic. Very not good for them. So we're gonna put this into the butter here. We're gonna add just a little bit of salt. And by a little, I mean considerable amount. And then we'll add some ground pepper. I'd say half a teaspoon. That was probably more of 1 to 2 teaspoons of salt. And then we've got some poultry seasoning. Poultry seasoning has like thyme, marjoram, sage, rosemary, black pepper, some nutmeg is in here. Just a bit of poultry seasoning. I'll say that's probably, I don't know, half a teaspoon. And then we just smash. It's very complicated. I don't know if you ever run into this, but this particular turkey breast, the more turkey had no skin. So it kind of came skinless. So we're gonna help it because there's not a high smoke point to butter. So we're gonna counteract that by adding a little bit of olive oil to it, which is gonna raise the smoke point a little bit. Not a ton, maybe a good, almost a tablespoon. And I'll just mix that up and take a look at it. Yeah, that is looking pretty good.
Can we just eat that?
I know, right? It smells so good.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So we'll move this out of the way and we'll move our bird back.
My mom always called the bird the gentleman, is what she would name it.
The gentleman?
The gentleman. I don't know.
I didn't realize all the gentlemen had all the knockers, but okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. And then we'll just put that right on top. And Abby's decided to really help now.
Your input?
Abigail. She apparently has lost all of her manners during Thanksgiving. So we're just gonna get our hands messy and put this all over the top, like so. So now that we have this nice and slattered with butter and garlic and fresh rosemary, we're gonna take it to our preheated oven that is preheated at 450 degrees. We're gonna do that for about 10-15 minutes until it starts getting brown. And then we're gonna reduce the temperature to 350. And it's about 20 minutes per pound, give or take, 15-20 minutes. So a little over an hour altogether. So now we're actually going to both get started on our potato dishes. Brian, what exactly are you making?
So I'm going to make a sweet potato souffle. It's kind of a family tradition that we have in our house. It's relatively easy to make. So I'm all about the easy button on Thanksgiving Day.
Nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
And we did roast those at 400 for about an hour because they are actually larger sweet potatoes.
Yep.
So they're really quite fork tender.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah. And I am gonna get started. So we're gonna have like a peel off.
Yeah.
You've got so much more like gusto than me because yours is gonna be easy. But I'm gonna go ahead and start peeling my potatoes for my homemade pierogies, and we'll just see who gets done faster. Which I don't think I stood a chance, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got. I may not need all of these potatoes. I'll probably use like 4 of them or so, maybe the larger ones. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start peeling, and then I'll chop them too, and then put them with water. Basically, you're acting like you're making mashed potatoes. Is the best way for me to put it at this particular step.
What is your favorite kind of potato to make mashed potatoes with?
Oh, see, me and potatoes, we love each other.
Yeah.
I would say yukunkel.
Yukunkel?
I would say yukunkel.
Okay.
Because they're buttery.
Yeah. I've honestly never had mashed potatoes with those.
Oh, really?
I haven't.
Yeah, with a little bit of heavy cream.
No.
Lots of salt and pepper. Lots of butter.
Sounds like good. Sounds amazing to me.
Eventually, this will no longer be called Lifestyle with Kim Litvak. It'll just be called Butter.
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 Paula Deen.
Yeah. Except without the scandal.
Facts.
So I know you have 2 little girls and a beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what do they think about like Papa being the go-to lender guy and all of that good stuff?
I mean, I just transitioned from another company, so it's been a phenomenal transition. I got nothing to say bad about the other place. It was just my business model and their business model were 2 different things. So
it's called growth.
Yep. We're in a great season of life right now. The kids are growing up. Aniston's getting into, she's into soccer right now, and now we're getting her into horseback riding lessons. So that's,
oh, wow.
Yeah. And then Harper she's getting into volleyball. She's following, Mom was a big volleyball player, so
nice.
She's doing volleyball, so yeah.
So all the houses that I showed you with horse stables now apply.
Definitely applies.
You would get so mad. You're like, why are you sending me this? You're gonna set me up for.
Yeah, the thing was like, you know, with kids, it's like these fetishes that they have. They last. They're short-lived. So we thought, you know, like maybe this is gonna be a 2-year thing, and all is gonna be fine. But we're going on 4 years now, and it's just getting like it's getting stronger and stronger. Yeah, she's pretty serious about it.
That's awesome. I grew up with Tennessee Walkers.
Ooh.
Amish trained, so
yeah,
they didn't have like the Western saddle thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so fun. Horses are amazing.
Yeah, it was. I didn't know that there was like they had Western saddles and Eastern saddles. I think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, Aniston told me that. I had no idea that even existed. I didn't know it was a thing.
The things you learn from your kids.
I know.
And I am transitioning too. I am with my entire team is a different brokerage. And it's just about growth.
I beat you, by the way.
Oh, dang it. So what's your favorite tradition for like the holidays, Thanksgiving or whatever?
We started a new tradition in our family. The day after Christmas, we find a unique cabin in Hocking Hills, and we go spend, we get off the grid for a few days and go to a cabin.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Hocking Hills is just gorgeous.
I know. Yeah, it was 2019. We had it was 2020. It was the day after Christmas, and we saw these treehouse cabins. And we always wanted to get into the treehouse cabin, but they were backed up about 1.5 years to be able to get into them.
Oh.
And they had a slot that opened up because we had a really bad snowstorm on Christmas Day.
Oh.
The people couldn't get in, so they opened up 2 slots, so we slipped right on in.
Nice.
And got in, and ever since then we've just kind of been doing that. So
that is really cool.
So yeah. What about you?
I would say everyone comes here. I cook. I've got the cooking obviously down to a science.
Oh yeah.
It's no longer like, I've got to rush. Like, my husband's like, you're done? I'm like, yeah. Like, everything is made from scratch for the most part, except for like stock and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's just having everybody over, football's on. Like, it's just chill.
Yes.
Yes, and just shutting off the world. It literally feels like it's a month long in one day.
Yeah, in our world, one day of getting off the grid is so nice.
I know. Yes. And then it's like the next day is like all about let's go Christmas shop, let's do this, and it's like that one day of just chill time.
Yep. Have you already started the Christmas shopping?
I've started a list. We missed it last year because we just moved into our new house the week before Christmas last year, so it was too crazy to try to put up a tree. We didn't even know where our pots and pans were, for God's sakes, to know where the Christmas tree and the ornaments were.
Yeah.
So we really didn't do a Christmas at all last year. And we didn't do it for the 2 years that we were in the rental. Because we had no space. Like it was just.
It's hard when you're in that weird transition period.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that.
So we are very much looking forward to catching up on Christmas. Christmas in this house is like magical.
Yeah.
Abby hasn't really ever gotten to experience that, although she's obviously very excited.
Yeah.
It's very helpful today.
Yeah.
But it's like you come down, the fire's roaring at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas music is going. You already have something prepped for breakfast.
Yep.
And you spend hours just being together and opening stuff. It's like, it's magical.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: matching PJs or no?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
We got the matching PJs.
That's awesome. We never really did that. Maybe we should do that.
Matching
Probably
PJs.
will never happen. But it sounds nice.
I think we can convince Jeff to do it.
Good luck on that. So I am gonna go ahead and put some water in these and get these boiling. They're gonna boil for about 20-25 minutes because you want these to be nice and soft so you can really mash them up really easily. It's not overdone, but just really, really, really fork tender. So you're doing amazing over there.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm gonna have to grab some stuff to go ahead and mix in with it, but.
Cool. While you get the stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the stove.
Perfect.
Cool.
Sounds good.
We are back and we are working on this, oh my goodness, yummy sweet potato souffle.
Yep.
And you've gotten all the potatoes all put into the bowl. And
Got all
we're
the
gonna,
fixins?
like assemble.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
You could do a can of yams if you want, but if you don't do a can of yams, you can actually bake 3 yams, which is exactly what we did. So put that in there and just kind of mush it up a little bit. And then from there, in here I have 2 eggs. So we're gonna drop 2 eggs in here. Already scrambled. Gotta get all the goodness.
I know, right?
1/4 cup of condensed milk. So we got some condensed milk here. Oh man, this stuff looks like vanilla pudding.
I know. Literally, you could just drink it out of there.
Don't test me.
I know.
Don't tempt me, I'm gonna do it.
If you weren't here, that's probably what would be happening right about now.
So we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of that. There we go. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Amen.
All right. So we got the condensed milk going in. It's somewhere between a dessert. So I don't like putting too much sugar in it because I like the taste of the sweet potato.
Sure.
So we got a 1/4 cup of sugar.
Nice.
All right.
You know, when we were kids, my sisters didn't really get the cooking gene.
Yeah.
One of them pretended to one time. She was doing sweet potatoes. I don't remember what exactly she was making.
Yeah.
But you know how like in a lot of things you add like a dash of salt
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the sweet things?
Yeah.
Well, Mom put 1 salt, which is probably like 1 teaspoon.
Oh, it was like 1 pebble.
Yeah, right. So my sister put a cup.
Ooh. How bitter was that?
Even after trying to strain it, you just could not save it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's-
So to this day, we're like, we got this.
Yeah, just go and watch football.
Yes. No worries.
That's awesome. And final ingredient for this portion is just 1 tablespoon of vanilla.
Yum.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Let me see how I can do this. I might do too little.
Yeah, I would do too. And sometimes if you tip it, it helps fill it.
That'll cover. We're good. This is homemade vanilla, y'all.
I know.
Kim made it. It smells so good.
It's ridiculous.
Then from there, we just start mixing.
Cool.
That's it. Easy day.
Couldn't be easier.
I know, right? So easy that a lender can do it.
Well, I'm a realtor, so what does that make me?
Way smarter than me sometimes. Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. Not always. Not always.
It takes a team to do.
100%.
It takes a team to do what we do. Man, look at that.
That looks so freaking amazing.
Oh,
I cannot wait to try this. And smell those roasted
Yeah.
sweet potatoes.
oh man, yeah.
Yum. could just put a spoon in there.
I know, just eat it. Here you go. Oh, awesome. Now I'm gonna PM this.
Do you need to spray that or anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna spray it real quick.
Okay.
I'll spray it over the sink just so I don't get it anywhere.
That's probably wise.
Yeah.
See?
I've done this a time or two, and I'm married, so.
Oh, so she's taught you a time or two.
My wife has trained me well.
I have no doubt. Just like you look in the oven now and before you cook.
Yep. So I gotta tell this story. My wife, she makes a really, really good homemade stuffing. The first year that we lived together, she made it. And I made the mistake, and what she'll do is she'll break the bread apart and she'll put it on a pan and then stick it in the oven just so it can dry out. Well, I didn't look in the oven, I just turned it on. And then I burned the life out of the bread. Oh yeah.
So needless to say, she was thrilled.
Yeah, she was through the moon happy with me, let me tell you. Oh yeah. So yeah, needless to say, I every single time from that day on, I looked in the oven before I even turned it on.
So awesome.
Yeah. So we're good to go with that.
Awesome.
Here you
and
go,
then
y'all.
before we put it in the oven, is it just go in the oven like this?
Yeah,
or?
just goes in the oven like that. I mean,
Okay.
we could put aluminum foil over it, but we don't necessarily have to.
Okay, perfect.
So we'll cook it at 350 for 45 minutes.
Cool.
And then what we'll do is pull it out, and then we'll put marshmallows over top of it. Yep, and then stick it back in and cook it some more.
That just sounds dangerous.
It's thicker than what it usually is. I actually like it a lot thicker. I don't like it soupy. So this
Yeah.
is going to turn out really good.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
Yay. Cool. And now we are going to go ahead and start working on our dough for the pierogies, which is so easy. Oh my goodness. While I put together the dough, Brian, I allowed the task of chopping the onion, which he's very excited about. I will go ahead and for the filling, I will do 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And yeah, that's just gonna be a dice.
Okay.
Because that goes on top of the pierogies.
Okay.
With, just a stick of butter.
Sounds good.
So.
I started with 10 fingers. Let's see what I end up with.
So 2 cups of flour, 2 eggs.
What's the T-minus 30 seconds? I'm going to start crying.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 10 seconds.
10 seconds?
Yes. We have half a cup of water. And then we have a good, about half a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna let the mixer do all of the work. And just let that go. And just make sure to kind of tamp down this. Help your mixer out a little bit. If all else fails, start mixing it in. And we're gonna put this on our baking mat, and it'll get rolled out a little bit more to get even more combination, if you will. I'm just gonna put a little bit of flour down. We'll let it rest a few minutes while the potatoes get done. Oh, those onions are looking perfect.
Oh. And I still got my fingers.
And you do.
Woo!
And now the potatoes are softened, so we're gonna go ahead and drain those, and then we're gonna work on our potato mixture, because we're gonna add cheese and fabulous things to it, and then we'll go back and stuff all of our dough. So let's go ahead and go over here. And we'll just put them back in the pot. Put them back on the stove. I'm gonna put this on just a very low heat and just smash these just like you would for mashed potatoes. It's okay that they're not silky because they're not really going to be mashed potatoes, and there's a whole lot of cooking that's gonna happen to them before all of that. So we'll let those just stay nice and hot, and we'll come back to that. So I've got that famous processed cheese. I've got about a half a block here. We'll see if we need to add more to the potatoes, but this should be good. And we're just gonna kind of cube them. I mean, they're gonna go in, and we have it on the heat so it kind of melts a little bit. We're just taking the cheese over here just to make it easy. Add that to the potato mixture. That. We've got about give or take 3 tablespoons of butter. And we'll just kind of mix this up and let it start to kind of melt together. You can add a splash of milk if you want to. I might, just to help it come together a little bit, because I don't want the bottom to burn, because it's potatoes. It's kind of what they do. And I'm literally adding just a splash. It doesn't, you don't need to put like a whole bunch of milk. Because again, we're not literally making mashed potatoes. Until you hear that sound, that comfort sound that this is making, I mean, really, have you lived? The fun thing about pierogies is you can seriously stuff them with anything. This is just our favorite. This is what we've done for the last couple decades. And we're just gonna let that continue to melt. Residual heat will do that. We don't need to keep the heat on. And we can go back and get the dough prepped so we have something to stuff these in. Okay, so now we're just gonna go ahead and roll out our dough. It's had plenty of time to rest from the beating that I gave it earlier. There's that. So I'm gonna grab the potato mixture and a glass, which sounds like a weird thing, but it's not. So we're gonna go ahead and put the bread and the souffle in to the oven, because they really cook about the same amount of time, about 40-45 minutes.
Yep.
So we're gonna go ahead and pop those in, and the bread did rise really nicely today. So
this is gonna be good.
I put your souffle on the bottom.
Okay.
Actually, oh, they both fit. Perfect.
Perfecto.
And that turkey is getting there.
Looks good.
So, actually, I'm going to go ahead and have you start at least half of the onions. I'm going to grab you a skillet.
Cool.
With about a stick of butter, so not much.
Okay.
No.
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 Pauline.
Yeah. I mean, we could do 2, but I mean, jeez. What kind of show is this?
Twist my arm a little more.
Oh, and then we'll just slowly saute those to go on top of these for when these are done. So what I'm going to do with these is I'll like cut out little rounds, stuff them, and then we'll put them in that boiling water for about 5 minutes, and then they go into a casserole pan and pop in the oven too.
Perfect.
With that on top.
Sounds good.
Yes. So let me grab that pan and I'll be right back. So I just have a small juice glass, and I just cut the rounds out with that because it's just the easiest thing. So you just take that, put it down, and just do that all over.
Looks about right.
Fabulous. Let's just do a dusting so these don't stick. And we're just gonna roll out each round just a smidge, not a ton. And then we'll plop a little bit of the mixture into each one. And don't do what I do. Every year I overfill them.
Is there such thing?
I know. I don't think there is. I'm never mad at it. And then you take a little bit of the water around the edges so you can get a good seal. And just plop it on over. And then we have a fork that we tighten it to help it close. Got one little dumpling. Now only 100 more to go. I always try to watch like the parades and things on TV.
Yeah.
I don't really know why, because I'm really not that interested in them, but I do.
It's a tradition.
It is a tradition.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and then by the time it's like 10 o'clock, I'm like, oh, I should start cooking.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I want a nap. And then I start cooking, and I'm like, oh, this is fun. every year.
So let me ask you, do you guys watch football
Yes.
on Thanksgiving? Do you fall asleep?
I do not.
Okay.
Cannot say the other part of this house does not.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah. Katie will fall asleep during all the Ohio State games. I'm like, how can you do this?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's right at 161. There we go.
Sweet.
Yahtzee.
That's like the cooking,
gosh.
like the, what is it, the America's Test Kitchen, where they're always at the perfect temperature whenever they test it.
Yeah, never
Yeah.
fails.
So we've got some of our pierogies done. We're gonna go ahead and put these over to the boiling water. And I'm gonna turn the water down a little bit when I get there, but they'll simmer for about 5 minutes. Okay. Try your best to lay them away from yourself in case they splash up. Not that we've ever burned ourselves in this kitchen. Here we go. So let's just turn this down a little bit. And here we go. Perfect. And we will just, as those boil, we'll keep on keeping on, making more dumplings. Putting them to work.
You might as well. I'm here. Abuse me.
With the pierogies, we're just gonna take all of our butter and onions over the top.
Ooh.
Yum. And then 350 for about 20 minutes. Now we are going to put the finishing touches on your sweet potato souffle, which smells amazing.
Yup.
So how do we finish it up?
So you only need a few ingredients. What we need is a little bit of flour, brown sugar, and then melted butter. So you're going to need 1/3 of a cup of melted butter.
Okay.
And then we're going to do 1 cup of flour, 1/3 of a cup of flour, sorry, and then 1 cup of brown sugar.
Yeah. Okay, that seems like a good ratio to me.
That's a solid ratio. This is the breakfast of champions right here.
All right.
Put a little brown sugar in here. I'm not going to pat it down because that's a ton of sugar. So, as I'm patting it down. We get a little more in there. All right, so we got a cup of brown sugar there. We're gonna get some flour. 1/3 of a cup-ish, 1/3-ish cup.
1/3-ish, okay.
Yeah. And then from there, we just mix it up.
Cool.
You can put pecans, I don't know. Pecans. So when I lived in Virginia Beach, we called it one thing, and here in Ohio it's totally different.
No, how one's
I call it pecan. Pecan.
Pecans theater.
Comment below, is it pecans or pecan?
Right?
So yeah, and you just mix this up.
Oh, that looks like a praline.
Yep.
Yum.
And then you just kind of pour it over there. And then I'll have to get the marshmallows too and put the marshmallows over it.
Oh, you want me to grab those?
Yep, they're right back there.
Okay.
Can't confirm or deny that they may have already been opened. Oh gosh, who did that?
I have no idea.
Oh.
No clue.
So yeah, and then since it's thick, you just kind of move it around. Because at the end, when you pull it back out,
It's gonna be everywhere.
yeah, you're gonna mix it up anyways.
Okay.
So yeah, just move it around there a little bit.
Yum.
Yep. So there we go. Then we got that.
My mouth is literally watering.
Oh yeah. Same. And then just a little bit of marshmallows. Just a little bit.
I think you missed a spot.
There we go.
That's much better.
There we go. We got it. Perfect. And then you just put it back in until marshmallows are brown on top.
Cool. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Here, I'll help you out with that. It's coming together. Awesome.
Bingo.
Fabulous. Smell-o-vision right about now. So we have had such a fun day here with my good friend, Brian Wiley, who has had me laughing in stitches all day. Our Friendsgiving has come to fruition. We get to try this. We have our turkey breast that roasted and has been cooled. And then we have our pepper cheese bread, which is still piping hot, but we're still gonna try it.
That looks good.
Pierogies just came out of the oven. And this, which smells ridiculous. You seriously, we need to find smell-o-vision. And this just came out of the oven too, so both of those are very piping hot. So I think the only thing left to do is like try it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Right? Okay.
Why would you do this if we can't eat it?
It would not be okay.
It's not humane.
It would not be okay at all.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. Okay. And that turkey is still nice and juicy.
Oh.
Cooked it to 165. I will let you do that while I work on
All
the
right.
bread here. Like, look at the inside of that bread.
Oh.
All the chives, all the cheese.
That looks divine.
There's that for you. We gotta get you some pierogies.
All right.
Like, you come for the ambiance, you stay for the pierogies.
Oh, this looks so good. I'm gonna be so late.
His daughter has volleyball?
Volleyball tonight. Yep.
Yeah, volleyball tonight. We are definitely going to enjoy this before.
Absolutely.
And thank you for coming over. So
Yeah,
cheers.
cheers.
Yes. Kenna, I'm gonna go into your souffle first.
Same.
Yes. That right there is Thanksgiving on a plate.
good.
That's freaking ridiculous. You have to make this one.
So I gotta try these pierogies. That's what I want.
Oh, that is hot.
Nope. Piping. Fresh.
Piping fresh.
That's amazing.
You just kind of sweat the onions because they're gonna cook again in the oven. Just a little bit of butter. Just a little bit. Just a little stick.
Oh.
What's a little stick of butter between friends?
Yeah. It's amazing bread too.
So good. That garlic, the rosemary, everything on that turkey, seasoned perfectly.
Got to do this again.
And still, the most favorite word, it's still moist.
It's still moist.
So,
I wasn't going to say it.
I know, right? So again, thank you for tuning in Lifestyle with Kim Litvak, and where we get to hang out with more of my great friends, do wonderful things, cooking, looking at area places, like just all kinds of fun stuff. You gotta come hang out. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell,
Ding.
follow Brian, and have a wonderful, safe Thanksgiving.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Let's introduce your guest.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Well, see you later.
You're tasting this.
Like, no,
Yeah.
that's a wrap. Let's eat.
We're done.
Been a good time. I'll see you later.
Okay. Center. Okay. And scene.